In this video, I want to talk about making the pentatonic scale work over a track, a song that has a lot of chords. This chart has 7 chords. We'll look at it again later. But I want to show you how to play pentatonic through it because there's a couple of tricky areas that you have to pay attention to, and it would be that way in any song. There are easy zones and hard zones. Then we'll take a look at a 7-note scale, and that'll really open things up, and you can choose between both the pentatonic or the 7-note scale. But first, let's dive in and check out pentatonic. G major, E minor, they're the same. One of the things you want to do is you want to choose chord tones. Maybe you can watch the chart or you memorize it, you learn it. And if you can visualize the chord shapes while you're doing it, you can land in the right places when it does get to be a little bit of a stretch. I'll demonstrate. See, I landed on the D note when the band went to D. Back to G major. Back to D. It sits on D for a little while, and that's a trick. If you're playing a song where the chord sits for a little while, then you really have to pay attention. I'll show you another moment like that right now. We go up to B minor. Now there I stepped out of G major and went to B minor pentatonic. But as long as you land on a B note, you're covered. And indeed, you don't even have to pay attention to it. You can ignore it if you're traveling. There I was just traveling through G major pentatonic, and because I'm moving, I can play through the B minor. But if you land and slow down on the B minor, then you have to pay attention to it. And at least play a B note or switch to B minor pentatonic. That's part of a D chord, that note. So I'm playing D chord tones when I can, even though I'm staying in G major pentatonic. Okay, let's deal with that B minor again. Here I go. It's all it takes. You can end your phrase there, relax, and then start again. Up to the B. So when the band is going to B minor, that's the only spot. And you'll find these spots. Anytime you find something tricky, there's always an easy way through. Okay, so every song has its easy zones and its hard zones. The comfort zone, the easy zone for this is G major pentatonic. You can play that through most of it, but when it goes to this B minor chord right here, or these D chords right here, it becomes harder. You wouldn't think so. They're just B minor and D, but because of the key centers, it's sitting in a place where you have to change your strategy. And the easiest way to do that is play a tonic. On the B minor, play B. Rest and then start again in G major pentatonic. Then on the D, same thing, rest and play again in G major pentatonic. But there's another option. All you have to do is move to B minor pentatonic and D major pentatonic, which as you can see are one and the same, and that is the only change you need to make during those two zones. The last thing you can do, well, not the last, there's never a last thing, but another strategy is just to see the chord tones on B minor anywhere. And on G. Okay, the jam track, it's yours if you click the link below and sign up for the 30 free lessons. If you're already signed up for the 30 free lessons, you already have it. It's actually very demanding just to stay in G pentatonic on this song. It's easier in some ways to use a 7-note scale, the G major scale. You know. But it's really good discipline to use the pentatonic scale because you have less choices. You have to make more out of less. You have to make more out of 5 notes than out of 7 notes. And with the 7 notes, you just get more chord tones. So playing pentatonic is actually a good challenge. So don't put yourself down if you just play pentatonic through this and you're kind of having to work to find landing spots and chord tones. It's actually more demanding for me in order for me to use pentatonic over these chord changes than it is a 7-note scale. So we'll jump into the 7-note scale, but first, I want to talk about the pentatonic shapes that are available. We have it down here. We have the diagonal shape, cross the neck shape. And then, as always, we have the pentatonic scale on 1 string. This is a great thing to memorize. So on and so forth. But when we go beyond that and just do a G major scale, it gives us all these options for chord tones that are not available with the pentatonic scale. And we're just adding 2 notes to the pentatonic. So that's the next step. And don't be shy about doing that. It actually is just as fun, and it gives you lots more possibilities. Let me demonstrate. So I just walked down the G major scale. It was a different kind of melody. And then I landed on a chord tone. B minor again. Now that I have 7 notes to choose from, when I travel, and traveling is a great way to ease up on yourself and just play through the changes as long as you land in the right place. And that can be always different depending on which chord you land on and what song you're playing. Okay, next section. So I'm using the 7-note scale and just landing on the proper chord tones, which, when the chords sit, as I said, it's usually B minor and D. So back to the first section. Staying in the pentatonic scale is actually a very important stylistic choice. You come up with very simple things that are catchy if you stay pentatonic. And then when you switch to a 7-note scale, it gets a little more sophisticated, and like I said, you have more chord tones you can land on. I mean, it really opens things up. And then go back to pentatonic. And there's something much more simple and familiar about that. Also, don't forget open strings, dyads, and triads. And also, don't forget the 1-string trick. 1-string playing gives you great melodies. I mean, it really just puts you in a melody zone the whole time. Always look for the common tones in the song, and it's often the open strings. In this case, it's the G and the E. Those two open strings work really well as common tones. It's also the D. And here in this section, it's the E. So this is a Heritage H150 that I bought from them, and I have these custom made. I encourage you, if you're interested in something like this, to contact them. It has a chambered body, so they reliably come in at about 7.5 pounds. It's got a slim taper 60s Les Paul style neck, and they're very well priced compared to a Gibson Les Paul that's at this level. Now you can do even better price-wise if you're willing to buy one, say from Sweetwater, that's a little heavier and has a little bigger neck. Anyway, welcome everybody, particularly Terry Victor, Peter B, and Alan N, and Mateusz Koningstein. Yeah, things are good. I wanted to ask you guys who your favorite guitar players are these days. Oh, and Cookie Monster, the backing track. Okay, the backing track is available if you sign up for the 30 free guitar lessons. It's free. And if you've already signed up for the 30 free lessons, then it's already attached. We already attached it. So backing track, please, it's already yours. So yeah, this guitar, it's a great alternative to a Les Paul. And it's made in Kalamazoo by really, really nice people. And they're very, very well priced. Okay, good. You're coming in. Terry Kath. Man, I want to do an episode about Terry Kath. It was amazing. Jack Gardner, Matteo Mancuso. I have a thing for Matteo Mancuso too. I am amazed at the evenness he gets from his fingers over here, right? It's nobody in history has ever done that. Carlos Santana, love him. Tommy Emmanuel. I got to go to a seminar by Tommy Emmanuel. He was a beautiful person and he was a great teacher. You know, when I finished the Tommy Emmanuel thing, I felt like I could do anything on guitar. Of course, I couldn't. Why is this backing track works in G if it starts on C? Many songs start on the 4 chord. It's a good songwriting thing. Anyway, I'm going to play and talk a little bit about how I work these changes. So it goes from C to A minor, lands on B, and then goes to, no, lands on E and then goes to B. Here we go to B. And if you're in doubt in that zone, if you're ever in doubt on a chord, just name the chord in your mind and find the note and give you and the listener a rest. It really works. I've used it before. Here it comes again. Rest, fall down. Now the cool thing about Pentatonic is it gives you a pretty great way into hooks. The 7-note scale is great because then you can do everything. But if you stick with Pentatonic, you get these hooks. Let me show you. You see what I mean? It restricts you to 5 notes, and the repetition thing, the slight changes, the variations give you a pretty good kind of container for making hooks. And then go 7 notes. That was an attempt for me to bail out gracefully, which I almost did. Choked a note. Now, one of the things that I tried to say earlier is that if you're kind of a trick, if you're traveling fast, you can kind of ignore the chords. So if I play in G and I'm just moving fast a lot, I don't really have to commit, so I can kind of ignore the chords. But when you play slower, you really do have to pay attention to the chords. Thinking about the chords because I'm playing super slow. It's funny like that, right? You would think fast would be harder, but slow is actually harder. Yeah, I use chord tones a lot, and but the thing I talk about is never do too much of one thing. So if I'm seeing chord tones, then play some blues that's maybe a little wrong, okay? And then after I've done that, play a melody that's sweet. So if I'm playing the blues, then the antidote to that is to do one string playing. One string playing, just like restricting yourself to pentatonic, one string playing will take you into the realm of melody quicker than anything. So let me just demonstrate that against the track. I'll keep talking. I'll keep looking at you guys' comments in the chat, and I thank you very much. Hey, Mary, welcome. Yeah, we're having fun on these. Time is flying. So if I'm playing the blues, then I do the opposite, which to me is a sweet melody on a single string. Okay, I've been a little too sweet, so now I'm going to get ugly. Well, that's not ugly, but it is a little more aggressive, perhaps. And I've been playing too slow, so I'm going to play fast. Now I played too fast, so I'm going to play slow. Now I'm out of tune, so I'm going to tune my G string. Now I'm going to play some arpeggios. So I just go in opposite directions all the time and try and keep it fresh by maybe doing the opposite. Any tips for wrist pain? Don't overwork. Make sure you stretch. Make sure your strings are light and your action is low. Never, if you're having wrist pain, if it's in the right, I would say bring your elbow into it and your forearm into it, and don't hit too hard. Soften up, lighten up. Either way, don't press too hard. If you have a guitar with 10s on it, put 9s on it, and put 8s on it. Make sure that the guitar is very easy to play. Acoustic guitar is always hard. So there you go. You get a chance and you want this jam track, just click on the free 30 lessons that's in the link below this video, and you'll get a real view and a good sense of what the Masterclass is, because that's a lot of lessons and a lot of videos for free. So anyway, I'll play us out, and thanks again. See you soon.